Good afternoon, my name is Renato Rosas, and this is my biggest submission for Project 7 for CPMT 2445. This is the disassembly hard drive and reassembly of a Mac Mini. Right in front of us is the old drive. This is the original one that came in the Mac Mini. It has already been disassembled. There's all its components, all the screws, and tools needed. At the moment, I have already disassembled and taken off every single thing, including the little SATA adapter of the old drive. So this is the old one. We're going to go ahead and put this to the side. We're going to reassemble it with the new drive. So first, we're going to go ahead and reconnect this connector. Now we're going to put this little piece of tape back on there. And now we're going to go ahead and just push the little ribbon back so it can stick onto the drive itself. Of course, as always, remember, make sure you're working on an anti-static surface with static protection. Make sure you don't fry anything. After that, we're going to go ahead and reapply the drive onto the drive bay. Do note that we have to put this little adapter here through the hole on the bottom of the bay. Once all 4 screws have been applied to both sides of the bay holding the drive in place, we're going to go ahead and put the bay back into the main shell. Once we put the drive back in, we're going to go ahead and put this screw in. This one we're going to have to wait. We have to put the power adapter back in. As you can see, that goes through there, so we have to wait on that one. So we're going to go ahead and put this back in there. Once both screws have been put in, 1 and 2, this one again after inserting the power supply, we have to lock the power supply adapter in place. There's a little notch in there where it goes ahead and locks in right about there. And then allow me to demonstrate if I can. It's a little tough to do with one hand. Let me go ahead and just show the before and after. Now that it's locked in place, we're gonna go ahead and put this little lock over, just making sure I still have my anti-static. This little lock right here, this little lock is going to lock the power adapter in place. Now that the little clip is in place, we're gonna go ahead and move on to putting the board back in. To do this, we're just gonna go ahead and get the board with the I/O and all its ports, and we're gonna slip it back in place to where it goes. Before pushing it all the way in, we're gonna go ahead and reconnect this adapter for the drive. Now with the little power adapter back in, we're gonna go ahead and push the whole board back in. Now that the board's back in and it's back in place, there's no gap, it's been slipped in, we're gonna go ahead and reconnect this connector, and we're gonna go ahead and put the screws back in where they go. For this connector right here, there is a little bracket that we gotta put back on there. Once we've put this little bracket on with its screw and this screw right here back in, we're ready to reinstall the fan. And the fan will have this one screw still attached to it, so that would be our guide. So it goes right, oh, there you go, our guide, there it is. Please note, this screw right here was correct. This one actually belongs from here to here. This is the one for the fan. That's our guide. As you will see, I just put it on the wrong hole, but now with that one right there, that's our guide, and we're gonna have one screw here and another screw over here. Before we do that though, we're gonna go ahead and put this connector back in its socket. With the fan in place, we're gonna go ahead and put this tray back in with its Wi-Fi adapter. We're gonna make sure that this connection right here goes right where it belongs, right there. And we're gonna screw that in place. With the network adapter in place and screwed in, we're gonna go ahead and screw this plate back on. Once we have all the screws in on the base here, we have a pattern of short, long, short, long, short, long. We're gonna go ahead and put the base back on. As you can see, the base has 1 and 2 and 3 sections for the big screws. With everything reassembled, no screws left over, that is the